Hello and welcome to Gadget Joe, and today we're going to take a look at how to sort this. In today's video we're taking a look at a solution to eliminate all of this. Unsightly cables that are all over the place, they're all tangled, they're all kinked, they're just generally an absolute mess. Now, cable tidying is something that's very big in what I do, and I know that people watching this video, it's also something that they're very much into as well. And to be honest, nobody wants a messy looking cable setup. When it comes to charging cables, especially for things like phones that we use every day, they are quite a mess. There are of course cheaper options which you can pick up for a couple of quid, and they usually last a couple of weeks, if that, and they're really poor quality. Or you can go for something slightly more expensive and pay sort of middle of a range price, and you can pay anything between probably £5 and £20 to maybe £30 on something like this, and you get a bit of a better quality, but you often find once again they are not very well made and also quite messy. Or you can go the premium route. Now this one is technically one of the premium options, and as you can see, it is an absolute tangled mess. Now, the quality of it is there. It is braided, although it has started to fray a little bit over time. But one thing we inevitably need to get rid of is this clutter. You put a cable around, even if you wrap it up nice and neat and put it in your drawer or your pocket or your bag or anywhere that you want to put the cables when you've finished using them, they always come out like this. And that's just something that we've had to live with. We were approached by a company called Magtame. So they said to me, right, I've got a solution to all the problems. Do you want me to send something over? I said, yes, of course. And we have this. This is a cable. In fact, this is actually two cables, and they are fully magnetic. As you can see, they all compact nice and neatly. You can put it down, throw it around. No matter what you do, it's always in the shape that you leave it. It's nice and compact too, so it sits right in your pocket nicely, and when you take it back out, it's in exactly the same way it went in. The Magtame cables come in a small package that features very minimalistic designs, with an image of a cable on the front and a few key features. On the rear, it shows a diagram indicating the different options available. We have today the USB A to C, but they do come in A to Lightning, A to C, C to Lightning and C to C. They also offer different lengths of up to 2 meters. They come in two different variants, the O cables we have today and the C cables. The main difference being that the O cables are rounded cables and the C cables are flatter. The Magtame cables are marketed as the world's first clutter-free cable, and whilst there are many similar products on the market that feature magnets for a similar effect, none of them are completely magnetic all the way along the wire, so they are always much more uniform. The cables themselves can indeed, as the name may suggest, hold itself together magnetically. This is ideal for if you wish to pop the cables in your bag without the worry of them becoming a mess when you pull them out. It also eliminates the unwelcome tangling we all despise. The cables themselves are braided using a flexible nylon double woven material that is very tight and well constructed. It is flexible yet super premium feeling. They also feature a TPE inner lining to help with that small level of protection and rigidity. They don't feel like they would fray very easily, unlike some other braided cables on the market. They also don't kink like other cables too. The Magtame cables are rated to supposedly be able to withstand a tensile force of 90 kilograms, which I was unable to accurately test, but as you can see here, they are definitely very strong, being able to carry larger weights and also be pulled apart as hard as I could. Even after these tests, the cables still work just as they should. So enough of the aesthetics and properties of the cables, let's have a quick look at the numbers. In the connectors at the end of the cable, there are 3 amp smart chips built in with a 56k resistor to enable smart charging. This will allow the cable to correctly work out how much voltage, watt and amp are required by the device it is connected to, ensuring no unwanted power surges. The 3 amp chip also enables fast charging right out of a box. All Magtame cables are widely compatible with multiple platforms too, from Android and iOS devices, even claiming to be compatible with the latest iOS devices using Type-C ports that are regulated to eliminate the overheating issue that is generated with third-party cables. They will also work on Nintendo Switch, Steam Deck, laptops, MacBooks and much more. There are different options too, including the standard 3 amp cables, a 60 watt higher power offering for those devices that utilise even faster charging, and also for faster data transfer up to 480 megabytes per second. Then there are 2 higher power offerings in the form of a 240 watt and a 20 gigabytes Thunderbolt cable for powering laptops and higher data transfer. They can be picked up for relatively cheap too, starting from £17 up to £49 for the higher end models, so they are relatively good value compared to other similar products in the market. And that pretty much wraps up this review of the Magtame magnetic charging cables that were sent over to me, and they are absolutely fantastic. Now, again, it's a relatively short video because it is just simply a data cable, but there's a lot more to it than it just being a data cable or a charging cable. This magnetic feature is something that is very, very welcome because it fixes a problem that we didn't really know we needed fixing. I mean, we did know we needed it fixing because everyone's fed up of this mess, but this just hopes to eliminate all that, and the fact that you can stack them, you then have two. If you get multiple of these cables, if you're going travelling, and you need to use your phone, your laptop, your Nintendo Switch, your Steam Deck or any other devices, if you're wanting to go and travel, use multiple cables, and all you need to do is just simply attach them together, and you could end up with effectively a big tube of cables that will just slot into your bag, and you know that they will always come out exactly as you put them in. Now the fact that you can keep them together means that you can pretty much throw them around, pass them along, and it still remains as they were. They are nice and sturdy, as you saw with the test, me trying to pull it apart. I just physically could not do that. And then of course of some of the cheaper ones, it just simply wouldn't even last any sort of pressure. Now when it comes to using chargers for kids, for those that have kids, I have lots of kids, I know exactly what this is like. Buying cheap cables is a nice temporary fix, because let's face it, kids are not very gentle when it comes to removing chargers from their devices. They often tend to get them and just pull them out or pull it away from the port at the wall, the plug at the wall, and that's when they start to damage. And you often find that the damage happens at the ends near the connectors, and they last probably a good couple of weeks, and then you find you're going to buy another one. So a lot of people, or a lot of parents, will often then spend a little bit more on a decent quality cable, but you still find that the problems do happen after a bit of time. Obviously they last a little bit longer than cheaper ones, but unfortunately kids are the worst test when it comes to, or the hardest test when it comes to cables. So these cables are ideal for those children that are a bit heavy-handed, or even the adults that are a bit heavy-handed, because they're just going to last so much better. The build quality is absolutely fantastic. That extra rigidity that you get with the cable, that's also super flexible at the same time, combined with the magnetic nature of it, just means that it's a no-brainer. So if you're looking to get one for yourself, I will leave a link in the description down below where you can get one. I also have spoken to the manufacturer that have sent them over, and I believe they're letting me have a 10% discount code for yourselves. Now I don't have that at the time of recording, but as soon as I get that, if you're looking to get some, just check back after a few days and I should hopefully have that added into the description below, so you can get 10% off when ordering some cables. So that's pretty much it. I've been Gadget Joe, this has been the Magtame magnetic cables, and until next time, it's goodbye.